Woo, woo, big dog.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Coffee Hour. My name's Paul Abernathy, your host for Coffee Hour. Thanks for taking the time out of your day, early in the morning, wherever you're at, on the West Coast, the East Coast, still early. Thanks for taking your time out of your day to join me for Coffee Hour, getting our week started, our day started. We're at hump day, middle of the week. We're at that crest of that sinusoidal wave of life, and we're on the way down for the rest of the week. So again, hopefully all your goals, ambitions, aspirations, everything that you're trying to achieve, you're doing it. You're working every day to achieve that. And so that kind of lends us into our show today, as we're going to talk a little bit about helpers and apprentices, and what they need to do and how they need to focus. But more importantly, I think I'm also need to recalibrate the thought process of our journeymen and our master electricians, when a lot of people say that they're not educators, they're not teachers, it's not their responsibility to train the next generation and all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about all that today in this episode. I love to hear your comments on this. Do you have apprentices that work for you? Do you work with other people? Look, what is your opinion? Do you not like to help other people? Do you kind of stay within your little sphere and you don't want to help anybody? Are you concerned that if you did help somebody, they may take your job? All those type of things I want to talk about today, because again, these are things that I hear about. I get a lot of emails on these type of subjects. We'll also use Trade Hog today in order to look and see what Trade Hog says. We'll use Office Hog to dig deeper into this topic, because Trade Hog is really more about the technical aspects, whereas the Office Hog, the back end, is more for these type of questions. Also remember, by the way, if I haven't told you, Trade Hog is now available for annual subscription rather than monthly. For those that don't like monthly, that is available now. So check that out, that type of thing. So it's an AI, artificial intelligence tool that's constantly learning. We're constantly updating. Is it going to be 100% right all the time? Probably not, because no artificial intelligence at this point is 100%. And so it's pulling information. We feed the database. But it allows you to weed it down. And what I found with artificial intelligence, like AI tools, that the more you feed it, the better it gets. And there's a lot of upsetness right now, especially like in the county where I live, in Louisa County. I think we have 3 data centers. Amazon has a data center here. There's a couple other ones. It's massive, and they're protesting everywhere because they say they ruined the water, they too much energy. And I'm the opposite. I understand. I love the beauty of the country. I love where I live. I live in the middle of nowhere. Would I want a data center across the street from me? Probably not. But they bring their own infrastructure. They expand infrastructure. Yes, they put a toll on some resources, but at the end of the day, most people that are arguing are just saying, farmers, stop selling your land to these data centers. You're not going to stop it. You can delay it. You can cause it, but at the end of the day, they pay for their power. They have a right to be there. We may not like it, and you can protest it, and people are, and sometimes the communities listen. But I usually blame the communities. Okay, I know I'm off topic, but the people that hate data centers going in their area, remember, they're only going there because they're a product of our desire to have more technology, more AI tools, technology, all that kind of stuff that we desire to have, that we want, faster internet connections, all this stuff that we cry about when we don't have it. Like I got Starlink and it caused the problem. So everybody wondered why we didn't have a show yesterday. It was because, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Well, it was yesterday. Because we had an issue with Starlink and the signal that morning. So I just said, screw it. And we just didn't have one, right? We were okay. Everything's fine. But it just wasn't worth it because we didn't have the signal. So until we get fiber, so there is things that are happening and we as a community don't like it. But at the end of the day, we thirst for it. We thirst for more knowledge, faster internet speeds, advanced technology. And that means we need these we would not have these massive data centers if we didn't have a thirst for knowledge and growth and all this online features. So again, you have to temper it, but people are really upset in Louisa County because of all these data centers. And I'm sitting there going, they're like, the real argument is it ruins the beautiful land, the peaceful ways we are here in the county. And I'm like, you're going to have to get over it. It's technology. There's only so many places to build. And if they got the money, they have the right. And if the city approves it or the county approves it, you can cry all you want. The fact of the matter is your best solution is to move if you don't like it. Okay. All right. That's my piece on that. That's my commentary on all those out there who hate growth of technology and the data centers. Now, gearing back to apprentices and helpers, there are things that we can do. It's our responsibility. I'm going to talk about that on today's episode. But before I get into that, as always, remember, hashtag win to spin. We're in the third quarter drawing right now. New things have been added to the wheel. For example, different coasters have been added. And of course, there are still some wire waffles on the wheel. And we still have other stuff like coins, right? Coins. And of course, our other engraved merchandise. Also, again, I'll re-announce that we have abruptly ended all of our merch on our website, from the hats to the hoodies to the whatever. No, don't ask if we'll put them back. Don't ask if you can buy one now because you didn't act quick enough. Doesn't matter. They're gone. So don't even ask. They're gone. Okay? It is what it is. We are focused on what we do best. And all those products were a distraction because if somebody got something they didn't like, we were stuck with it because it was made by a third party. Okay? So at the end of the day, we just said, look, we're not going to deal with that. It's not about the money because it was doing good. I think our merch was doing a couple $1,000s a month, just residual, but it's just not worth it. I don't worry about that. I'm not in a financial position where I have to worry about those things. The engraved stuff I do because that's a hobby of mine. I just love doing it. And I want to be able to offer some products to you. And I look for products that are affordable, not overly priced. We can control the cost. And again, like the $15 minimalist wallets, I think they compare every bit to the major brands. I love mine. This is exactly the model that I use. I think Manny's got one going out this week, who bought one. I have multiples of these. It's just an easy way to do it, but they're affordable and we try to keep them affordable. That's why we do the random. You don't get to pick the color. We pick the color, but you get to pick your design. So, just little things like that we'll continue to do. But we're not going to do in the merch anymore, that type of stuff. It's just too much hassle for us. If we're not going to print it and do things in-house, it's not worth it. Okay, so anybody is still asking about that. Okay, so who you are, where you're from, what you got going on. Let me know your thoughts. You know the topic of today's show, talking about apprentices and helpers and how we have to be leaders and educate them so that they can train the next generation so we don't have all this stupid crap on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, people posting stuff that they clearly know nothing about. And I'm going to blame it on the fact that they didn't get a good teaching experience from a good educator in a vocational school, in an apprentice program. They didn't have a master or journeyman to help them as a helper who really wanted to teach them. We're going to blame it all on that today. May like it or not, want to unfollow me, unsubscribe, please do so quickly because I don't need your garbage. Okay. If you don't agree, bye-bye. My opinion. So again, I think we're responsible as leaders and educators to do this. Now, real quickly, before we get started and I've run some names, I do have a poll that I want you to vote on. Now, my board of directors, this is very important. So if you're not in here or you're coming in late or you don't hear this, then this is probably one of the most important aspects of the show where you get your voice heard. And again, if you're not here, you don't have a voice. Okay. So in your chat, wherever your comment area is, I need you to vote hashtag yes or hashtag no to this poll question. Right. So I have been asked by the board of directors, my board who says that as y'all know, I spend a lot of time involved in doing these morning shows. And a lot of you love these morning shows. But I have been, when they look at the analysis and I give them the opinions, they come up and say yes or no, yay or nay. And they've asked me to ask the question, do we continue coffee hour with Paul Monday through Friday, or do we stop and do it one day a week, one special day, one dedicated focused show each week with a dedicated lesson, or do we just have the shows Monday through Friday? Okay, so think of it broadly and let me know hashtag yes if we should continue with it daily, hashtag no if you think that it should be done once a week or something like that. Okay, they'll determine, I'll let them agree with me. We'll work out whether or not we do it, what day it is. But you let me know what you think. Again, if you're a hater out there, this is your opportunity to go hating on me. That's okay. I don't care. People really don't understand that. I literally don't care whether somebody likes me or hates me. I really don't care. It doesn't revolve my life. So the haters that post stuff, it doesn't bother me. I talk about it because, again, I like to bring awareness to it. But at the end of the day, I don't care. So I care about giving information and lesson and learning. If you feel like the show, if you're a troll that you come in and you feel like the show doesn't offer you anything, then do hashtag no. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. I won't even get upset at any of you that do that. But there's your opportunity to vote. And so while I'm doing the intros and the welcomes, feel free to let me know. Again, hashtag whatever you want. Hashtag yes, hashtag no. And we will see what the final results are. All right, let's see here. What's up? Let's do some morning shout outs. What's up, Craig? Good morning. Happy hump day in Nashville. Good morning, David. RCMECP down in Southwest Florida. Monday was too long of a show. It was almost 3 hours. It took up a lot of bandwidth. So we said, no, we're not going to replay it. Sorry. That's why it's so important to join us live. But I know if you can't make it, people can't make it. I get it. I get it. But no, we did not replay it. What's up, Marlon? Glad to have you here. Code Nerds in the house. Thanks for joining us. Let's see here. Who else we got here joining us this morning? Shout out. Let us know who you are, where you're from, what you got going on. What's up, Frank? Hump day. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Good morning. What's up, Paul, our resident printer man down in Houston? Welcome. And sign man, I should say. There you go. Down in Houston. There you go. You need any printing done and you want to share the love, get with Paul. He does all that printing and stuff. He can help you out. What's up, Adam? Glad to have you here. Let's see. Good morning, Rob. Glad to have you here, Rob. Good morning. Glad to have you to the show. As always, again, hashtag win. Get you in on the spin later in the show. And again, do me a favor. Make sure you vote. Hashtag yes or no, depending on if you want the coffee hour to continue to be daily or you think it can go to once a week or something like that. That type of thing. So no would be no, you don't want it daily. Yes would be you like it. You like the daily show. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Marlon says, I couldn't join yesterday. Didn't see the channel on the tube. That wasn't cool. Yep. As I said, we had trouble connecting. Starlink wouldn't connect up until the last minute. So I said, screw it. I'm not going to keep trying and scrambling to do it. It is what it is. We did play a replay a little later once the internet was back together and we had a good signal and everything. So there we go. Let's see here. Where are we at? Sorry about that. Rob, Melting Toast. Good to have you here, my friend. Glad to have you here. Had to leave early. Wanted to see if you wanted to spin. Well, I can tell you, David, because I've got the list right here. Let's see here. No, David, you did not. So you're all good. Didn't have anything else. You didn't win anything else that day. Let the pint of coffee flow through. Paul teaching us some knowledge today. Today we're mainly, there you go. There's the last merch. You can't get this anymore. It's done. If you didn't pick up yours, what were you waiting on? Okay. You don't have any coffee mug with your tray and everything. Again, it didn't get near the exposure that we thought it would. It didn't do nearly what we thought. So we said, it's no sense in messing with this stuff anymore. So a limited edition. So if you've got some of our merch out there, it's limited edition. Because we ain't going to be in no more, at least right now. Let's see, what do we got? Davey. Welcome, Davey. Glad to have you here. Hashtag win. What's up, Manny? Glad to have you here, Manny. Thanks for joining us this morning. Domingo, hump day. Yes, absolutely. Glad to have you here. What's up, Charles? I see you in there with hashtag win. What's up, Tom, another CMECP in the house. Eventually, we'll get him to put CMECP behind his name. Okay, eventually, we'll get that. What's up, Ryan's Boat? Glad to have you here, my friend. I hope everything's going good. I see you, Steven. #win. Let's see. David, and is a post in the topic. Remember the first day as an electrician installing receptacles during a trim stage of a multifamily complex. Learns a lot on that day that was built on to this day and beyond. Absolutely. But you'd be surprised, and we're going to talk about those things. My experiences and how I trained my helpers and apprentices through the years and what you should be thinking about. We're going to talk about that today. What's up? Whoop, whoop, big dog. There we go.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Big dog.
Glad to have you here, my friend. David says the key was I wanted to learn and had a previous construction experience. Yep. It talk about all that stuff here shortly. AJ, what's up? Good morning. Let's see. Rob says, good, Joe. Good. I thought I was my in yesterday as I couldn't get to show. Yeah. We had some issues yesterday. Okay. Provident, everyone should continuously pour out knowledge to people around them. This really helps when others show that they want to help develop their skills. Absolutely. We're going to talk about those thoughts as well. Keep them flowing. Keep them flowing. I will bring all those up again. Well, good morning, Adrian. Glad to have you here. We got everybody here, y'all. I got to see all the yeses. All the yeses in there. I know the people that do #no are scared to do it because they know their name's going to be shown. It's okay, guys. I will promise you, I swear to my Lord and Savior, who I'm blessed every day to wake up, I will not ban you. I will not hate on you because you hit #no. If you just don't think it needs to be Monday through Friday, it's okay. I'm not going to be mad at you. I won't treat you any differently. So don't be scared. That's the one thing that the haters come out and they say things in the background, right? Or they go on other social media platforms. But we know they're watching. They're always watching. They're on TikTok. They're on everything. Oh, by the way, we are behind the scenes on TikTok again today. So again, over Master the NEC on TikTok. The haters like to hate, but they also like to hide, okay? It's like a serial killer that kills people, but when it's time to give him a death sentence, he cries for life in prison. Dude, you were willing to take somebody else's life, but you're too damn scared to have your own taken for your actions. It's the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but you get what I'm saying. It's don't be afraid. It's okay. I don't mind a no vote. That's the reason we ask. I don't expect everybody to be a yes, that type of thing. Okay. Let's see here. Providence is moving to Boise next month. If you are from there, reach out. Looking forward to meeting and working with new people. There you go. Anybody from Boise? I'm assuming that's Boise. Is that Boise, Indiana? Is that Boise, Indiana? Okay, geographically challenged. So again, hopefully that's what that is. So anyway, I see all the yeses out there. Okay. Frank says yes, Paul. Your decision. Just keep in mind 1 hour. You're a busy man. Yeah. So again, that may be their problem. There may be their thoughts are that sometimes I go over an hour and keep it to an hour, keep it shorter. But again, I get so deep sometimes in thought, in a lesson, a topic, that I just have to keep going. And that's just me. And so that probably you're right, Frank. You're probably 100% right on that. And you kind of focused in on where they say that, because I do have so many things in the fire. So maybe that's it. Let's see. I say yes, so hopefully it doesn't affect you and your family. No, it doesn't. It's just what my board of rational thinking board is thinking. Okay. And everybody's like, keep it 1 hour. Okay. Paul, you're welcome. Most certainly welcome for the shout out. I see all the yeses. Again, the no's. It's okay, folks. If you have a no, it's okay. What's up, Red Dog?
Woo, 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 woo. Big dog.
Big dog's in the house. By the way, Red Dog, do me a favor. Send me an email. Reconnect with that email. Because we do have that jig in. And Manny Sanchez and Red Dog, do me a favor. Reach out to me. And any of our any of my emails will work. paulabernathy.com. Reach out again, although we do have your info. Reach out again directly because I do have the jig now, and I do want to talk to you about what you might want on a plate, that type of thing. So reach out to me so we can get that done for you. I need to get that taken care of. Let's see here. Nope, wasn't your system, Marlon. You're good. Let's see. What else? We got all these wins in here. Yep, you're going to get the travel mug. That was a funny example. It is funny, David, because your travel mug is what spawned my group to make a decision. It wasn't yours directly, but on your mug, we made $1.21 after everything. And they were like, it's not worth it. So what if you get that mug and you don't like it for whatever reason? And this happens. But since you don't deal directly with us, because you bought it from us, you expect us to resolve any issue. But we have to do this through the third party that makes it, and it delays it and it causes customers to get upset. Doesn't happen often. But we don't want to get involved in all that. I mean, we're hoping the product comes to you perfect because they usually 99% of the time they are. But that small amount of time that it isn't, we get an upset customer and we had it recently happen with a mug. They didn't like that. It didn't look like it was good printing. Well, the ones I get are beautiful. They got a bad one. It took 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get the vendor to sort this out. And they ultimately didn't sort it and we had to refund it. All that time and energy is lost over things that we can't control. So that's the problem with direct shipping, using third party. So we just don't want to do it anymore. That's the reason. Yours didn't cause it, David. But that was used at the meeting online. That was used because that was the last one. That was used as an example. Is it worth everything for like $1.21? It wasn't worth it. And it's already an expensive mug. So it's not like a solution is to jack the price up to increase our margins. I was strongly against that because that was one of the recommendations. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that to electricians. I'm just not. So whether it was the tariffs, whether it was the increased shipping costs, because I know those went up for United States Postal Service. I don't know. All I know is the margins are so low on these products that we have to sell tons of them to make it worth it. But it also comes with its own tons of headaches. So we just said no. So yours wasn't, but yours is still in fulfillment. You're still going to get yours. We're just not offering anything else on the site like that. You get what I'm saying? What's up, Joseph? Morning all. July 14th, rain did a bunch of flooding in New Jersey, half of the South. Oh yeah, it was terrible flooding. Again, I think that our Starlink was out the other day because of all of the rain and everything and signaling. So anyway, it sucked. So it was just, I gave up on it. What does Manny say? You're right. No, we don't want it Monday through Friday. We want it Monday through Sunday. Oh God, no. I run out of topics, to be honest with you. And nobody submits. Lately, I haven't had very many people submit show ideas. So it makes it tough, right? As I got to come up with, Idaho. So Boise, Idaho. Yep, that's what we got. Let's see here. What else we got? Yes. Yes, is it like American Idol? We get 10 votes per person. No, I actually don't think they count but once, but I don't even know how the polling works. Okay, so I guess as long as you want, it looks like the polling, it looks like everybody's yes. I don't see any no's. But again, don't be afraid to give no. If you're a troll in the background, you're coming on here and you hate Paul and you want to do #no, do it. I won't ban you. I promise you, I will not ban you. Okay. If you do not think it's necessary or you think it's stupid to do it Monday through Friday, let your voice be heard. That's what we're doing today. And we're going to have a topic, talk about apprentices and helpers. We're going to get there. What's up, Angel? Good morning, both of the angels. Good morning. I am good. Yesterday's show was, or day before yesterday. I can't remember what day it was, but there was a problem due to Starlink. That was our problem. Topic today, apprentice and helper. Adam remembers back when he was an apprentice back in the 90s. A journeyman man was hardcore. That's the way I was back then. Nowadays, some apprentices don't even know how to use tools correctly. Absolutely. Because they're not being trained. And it is our responsibility. Okay. And I'm going to talk about that. I'll get on my little step stool here in a second. I'm a little slow today because I'm going through a lot of thank yous. And again, this show today, I do want to say thank you to everybody. And we wanted the poll to stay up long enough for people to vote today. So again, I'm going to have a bunch of haters today who say, Paul, I come to the show to learn code. That's not what Coffee Hour is all about. I love to teach code. I love to do all that. But again, this is about us connecting in the morning, having our cup of coffee, driving to the work, bringing up any topics that you want to bring up. If you got a topic you want to bring up, bring it up. We'll talk about it. That's what Coffee Hour is all about. This is not a part of any course. This is not a part of anything you purchase. This is Coffee Hour. This is me being able to get up in the morning and engage with you as we get our week started. That's all this is about. Sometimes we talk about different topics. Today, we're talking about apprentices and helpers, and now we're doing a poll right here. Okay. All right. And some people I might not be able to see the poll. So I'm just trying to. So let's see here real quick. So let me turn these off real quick. Hold on here. And I don't know which one. And I'm sorry, which one turns that off. All right, so let's do the poll bigger. There, that's better. Some people wanted to see the poll a little bit bigger. Okay, so currently what you're voting on is whether or not you want to see Coffee Hour continue to be Monday through Friday. Your voice matters. And if you really don't care and you're a troll and you just want to do #no, that's okay too. It's fine. I will not ban you. I will not hate on you. You have a right to your opinion. And I am actively asking for your opinion. So it's okay. I won't hold it against you. Okay. Let's see here. Austin says, good luck to everyone testing today. You are one of them. Positive thoughts, Austin. Positive thoughts. You've got this. Stay focused. Use the 3-wave method, most certainly. Go through and answer everything you know right off the top of your head first. Things you don't know, it's spend more than a minute. Just click the little tab that says mark it, and then just skip it and go to the next one till you get to the end. Then you can go to all the ones that you've marked. Spend another minute and a half on those questions. If you still don't got the answer to it, leave it checked and go to the next one. When you do answer one of them that are checked, uncheck it and then go to the next one until you get to that 3rd wave. And then you want to make sure you answer every question that is checked before you leave. And if you have to make an educated guess, do so. Eliminate the obvious. And then once you answer it, uncheck it and go to the next one. The key here is we want to make sure that you answer every question. Don't leave any blank, that type of thing. Even if you have to make an educated guess. But at the end of the day, you got this. You got it. So stick with it. Let's see. Okay. Good morning, Petey. Glad to have you here. David. Morning. I personally prefer your podcast, but Coffee Hour is cool too. So did you do #no? You can do #no, David. It's okay. If you don't think that the Coffee Hours are needed Monday through Friday. By the way, David, as he says, we did put out another podcast yesterday. Make sure you go check that out, whether you get it on our mobile app or you get it from one of your podcast platforms. The show yesterday was talking about if you have a raceway run and you put a box in it, a wireway in it, and you're pulling wires straight through it, and maybe it's not being used as a pull box, does it still have to be sized based on 314.28A1, for example, for a straight pull, which is straight as 8? And so on that podcast, I give my answer, my opinion on that, right? And then the other question that was asked in the show was about HVAC equipment and their SECR rating of 5,000 amps and how that is a violation of 110.10 when it comes to the SECR ratings of that equipment, and based on where the proximity is on the system. Is it possible that an available fault current could be greater than the 5,000 on the HVAC equipment, which is standard in the industry, and could it affect that equipment? The answer is yes. So the discussion was, will fuses help mitigate that? Yes and no. Doesn't change the SECR rating, which many people think it does. But anyway, that was the discussion on yesterday's podcast. So it's about an hour long, which is long for my podcasts. I really am starting to try to keep the podcasts to about 20 minutes or 30 minutes at the most. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, because I realize that today people just don't want to listen to the long stuff. I mean, the older folks do, But the younger folks that I'm trying to really reach a lot of young people because they need to learn these things, they don't have the attention span to do an hour. They really don't. I know you guys do, but some of these younger, they don't have the attention span, that type of thing. All right, well, thank you. We have 25 people that have voted. Make sure everybody that's on here, do me a favor. If you're watching in the background and you've never joined us before, please, it's important to me because this information will be given to our board. Look, if you're a hater and you don't think that I should be doing coffee hour at all, or you don't think I'm educated enough to do coffee hour, or you don't like me at all, it's okay to hit hashtag no. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to do anything. If you're a hater, that's okay. But we do need your vote because I need to give this video will be seen by the board of directors and they will make a decision. I am heavily influencing it, but they'll make a decision whether or not we continue Monday through Friday. Maybe you find no value in these shows. That's okay too. I'm not judging anybody, okay? Let's see here. David says, gotcha. I look forward to getting my mug. Absolutely, and I look forward to you getting it, David. They are cool. We wish more people had a partaken in them. And I think a lot of people think that because of our merch that we made a lot of money on the merch. We didn't. We barely made anything on that merch. Third party, by the time it trickles to us, in order to keep the costs down, the margins are teeny weeny. Okay, that type of thing. So it's part of that is it's not worth the headache. You get what I'm saying? Adam says, Paul, I tell all the journeymen I see and apprentices about the show and show them the videos. This has helped a few of them out in Oregon. Well, thank you, Adam. And we know that you're one of our very big supporters over on our social media platforms. Anybody says anything, you're right there to defend us, and we appreciate it. We just do our best. Are we the best in the world? No. Does Mike Holt have great information? Absolutely, and he's a great guy. You definitely should watch his videos. You should definitely learn from Mike. Ryan Jackson as well. Okay, now there's a few people on YouTube that I'm not going to say anything about because I think that they're just out to snag a buck. But Ryan Jackson, Mike Holt generally cares about helping people learn. We generally care about helping people learn. The folks, if you got Mike Holt products, you've got great products. I got a chance to really meet Brian House. Nice, great guy. Obviously I knew Mario. He works with Mike. Great guy. Mike's a great guy. We've had our differences in the past, but they're just as anybody does, right? But when we get together, he's just a great host and a great guy. And, one day maybe you'll see me and Mike on a show again together, like I was on his stuff back in 2008. You never know. Never say never in this industry, right? But again, great graphics, great illustrations, just great stuff. Okay, so again, I support them all, that type of thing. I am a little leery of just the YouTube sensation folks or just these influencers on social media who all of a sudden want to post stuff like they're an authority. They don't really have the pedigree to garner that much attention right yet. But again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Keep learning, keep training, keep teaching, all that kind of stuff. It's all good. Everything's good. Education is always good. Okay, there you go. You need some motivation out there, Austin? There you go. Adam, knock it out of the park. You got this. Let's go. I see everybody. Let's see here. Can you do Wednesday nights like the good old days? Well, I don't think the board of directors, by asking me to move it from 5 days down to 1 day a week, would probably, then your vote should be option no. And it's not because you're a hater. It's that you think that we should go back to 1 day a week. Then you can do hashtag no. Again, see, doing hashtag no doesn't mean you're a hater. It just means that you think it'd be better served doing it 1 day a week with a very focused topic. And that's okay. You can change your vote. What's up, Mike? Glad to have you here. AJ, what's the name of the podcast? My podcast, I have 3 podcasts. One is called Master the NEC Podcast. Then the other one's called Let's Ask Paul Podcast. And again, you can get them all from our mobile app. It's easier just to go to get our mobile app, which is on our website, and you can look at all the podcasts from there, read the blogs from there, do everything from there. We don't try to push anything down your throat. We don't try to sell you anything on the app. It's got calculators on the app, so it's free. It's over on our website, fasttracksystem.com. You'll see it. But that's the easiest way to listen. Okay, let's see here. Crypto, he learns a lot here. Well, thank you, Crypto. Let's see here. Fast Tracks helped me pass my master's a few years back. Always support you. Thank you, Domingo. I appreciate you. We are always still excited, and we are excited in our programs because we did add that Fast Tracks Interact feature, so you can ask questions directly. Just be very specific in your questions, and that's a little better than email because the emails can take us time to respond. That is more direct, and usually every couple of days we go in and we answer your questions. So just keep checking back if you're in the program. It's that little icon down at the bottom right. Once you're in your course, it's a little, looks like a little blue chat button. That's the Fast Tracks Interact. A little difficult on a mobile device, but if you turn it to the side and then you minimize that and it'll come up and then you're okay. It's a little bit tougher to do it, but you know, hey. Let's see here. What do we got here? I'm getting close to the end. We're going to get to the topic today. I promise you. Providence is a huge support. That is a huge support for your competition. We need many people supporting the industry with integrity as possible. Yeah, I do support our industry. I 100% support Mike Holt. I 100% support Ryan Jackson. I believe that those are educators with integrity. And some people like Mike and some don't. Some people like me, some don't. It's just some people like the way somebody teaches. Somebody likes the way the other people teach. But those are two definitely I support and always have supported. It's just people build up, like there's this difference of opinions and arguments. You know, I support Mike 100%. Okay. So let's see, what do we got here? As an STP member of 20 and 496, I have Teams meetings that attend at 9 that depart from this morning. Good deal. Have fun. I'm also on on 498, but I don't attend like I ought to. So yeah, you pick up my slack, brother. Well, let's see here. Okay. And Peter says, I really enjoy listening on the way to work, Monday through Friday. Okay, cool. So, all right. So before I get started on that, though, I will remind everybody, it looks like the poll is everybody's yes. So again, I will make sure the board of director knows that. They like the Monday through Friday shows, even though, but remember, you folks can drive the show. All you got to do is go to, so with this said, right here, with this said, y'all like Monday through Friday. Y'all realize it is a challenge to come up with topics, okay? Because how many times can you teach range calculations? How many times can you teach service calculation? Right? So, and keep the topics concise. Don't ask me to do the entire article because it's never going to happen in a 1-hour show. So do me a favor. Be concise. Pick certain articles you want me to talk about. Certain section you want me to talk about. Go to paulabernathy.com. And there is where you can submit your requests. paulabernathy.com. That's the best way to submit it, as well as your code questions and things like that. And they will spawn podcasts. Although, by the way, everybody, please check out Fast Tracks Tube. Again, if you don't have a subscription, it's $99. It's a good way to say thank you. That is where we're moving a lot of videos. So fasttrackstube.com. If you're at the enhanced program, you already have it included in your package, that type of thing. All right, let's get to today's topic. So what I want to talk about, now this is the poll. Now I will minimize the poll so we can leave it going. All right, it looks like you see blue. So the majority of this is obviously yes, that type of thing. Frank, I appreciate you, Frank. Over on YouTube, you can say thank you with donations. Again, Frank, I appreciate you. Folks that do that. We're not going to ask anybody to donate anything. It all goes back into the show 100%. If you know me, you know that I have a separate income. I make other money. Anything that we do on our shows, we roll back into the show, whether it's getting cameras, new lights, new equipment. We have some new equipment coming for the podcast because we have some upcoming podcasts that we're going to do in the podcast room with Vince Delacroix and others. So we're going to have some guests from Prismium to come on, things like that. So we put everything back in it. So everything that you purchase from us definitely rolls back. People ask me this all the time. I take a meager salary from Electrical Code Academy. My salary, anybody ever want to know? My salary for Electrical Code Academy is $15,000 a year. Don't say I didn't tell you. Say, Paul, you're full of crap. It's $15,000 a year to do what I do on this show. That's it. My income comes from the fact that y'all all know that I'm also a director of technical services for Prismium, and they now own Encore Wire. That's my day-to-day salary. That's what I do. That's my day job. Building the academy and teaching until I retire fully and can get out on the road. And this is the reason that the CMECP program has suffered. This is the reason you don't see tons of videos coming out lately. It's because I've been extremely busy since Prismium purchased Encore Wire. I have been very busy as their director, focusing on learning all of the products that we don't typically are used to, like medium voltage and cords and electronics and things like that. So I've been very busy, as well as dealing with my wife's Alzheimer's and trying to get ahead of that and the move and everything. So it's not an excuse, but everything didn't expand like I thought it would, okay? Everything that I wanted to do from YouTube and move it over to Fast Tracks Tube, all of that stuff has not been fully all 100% implemented yet, right? Because I haven't had the time, and I get it. I wear a lot of hats, but that's why I implore you. Thanks, Manny. I appreciate that. Y'all don't have to donate, but I appreciate it. It all goes back into the show. Okay. So at the end of the day, I just want to explain to y'all where I'm at. And I knew it wasn't going to take me very long to talk about apprentices and helpers. So I'm going to give me about 15 minutes to talk on that. So I knew today's show was mainly focused on the voting here and getting a message out for everybody so that moving forward, y'all know everything transparent about me. I have nothing to hide. People say, Paul, hide. What is it? The guys that do the Facebook, whatever. I can't remember his name. Says that, about our numbers. I'm very transparent. Over every platform I have, we have over 300,000 unique downloads a month. That's not just this. I have thousands of podcasts out there, and we do it cumulatively. So it's not just one show gets that. So I don't want people to say, oh, he's talking about how much exposure he get. It's over my entire platform of nearly 20 plus years of developing it. We don't just do one thing. It's not just like the podcast gets down. It's everything we do. We have a company that does aggregate. And what we do is we punch in all of our RSS feeds from everything we do, from the videos on YouTube to everything. And that's where they come up with the numbers. So there's no misleading of anybody. I'm the most transparent educator you're ever going to find. Do I have my flaws? Absolutely. But we do try to educate. And if you hate me, you hate me. That's okay too. I don't mind. What's up, Cray Cray? I don't teach a lot of code. I do teach lookup code and NEC changes, but the skills on how to look things up are fundamentally crucial. Absolutely. Understanding how to navigate, and that's why we do that. The three-wave method. That's why I have a lot of videos out there on how to dissect the code, look things up in the code, how to pick things apart. Fundamentally important, not just for an exam, but are also fundamentally important in the field. Because in the field, time is money. And if you know how to look in, if something's wrong, and you know how to figure out what's wrong, and you know how to get the key elements of what you need to look up, then you know how to find it better in the code. And again, time is money, right? And so all those skills are incredibly important. What's up, Bill? Another CMECP. We don't know how to get him to get that CMECP after his name, but he is in the house. Good morning, Bill. Glad to have you here. Bill Butts is another CMECP of ours. If you're interested in the CMECP program and you're a master electrician, check it out. If you're a journeyman, you want to get into our program, submit your information. Once we give you the okay, you can purchase your course and you can work on it for 12 months with the goal of being a master by the time you get to that 12th month. That's the goal. It's always the goal, that type of thing. Okay. So anyway, all right. Joseph says on training in New Jersey, Electric has a training program for newcomers in Toms Road, New Jersey, basically Jersey Shore. Yeah. Get into your local program. I'm a big supporter. So a lot of people think just because I promote my stuff that I'm not a supporter of things like IBEW or NECA or apprenticeship programs. That I am a big supporter of all of that. If you're new in, so we're going to use that and transition in today's topic, okay? And Bill's talking about the CMECP program. It's an awesome program, well worth it. It's the cheapest program out there that's going to get you a certification. I have not charged a renewal fee for CMECP since the inception of the program, back in all the way in 2018 or 2017. Never charged a renewal. Every CMECP's license certification already, it automatically renews. Now, they don't always get a certificate, and Bill has reached out and we gave him an updated one. David did too. But at the end of the day, until I enact that, it's just my gift to the CMECP program. So obviously it's not a money grab because I could be charging money. I don't charge money. I don't want the money. We need it to administer the program, but after that, that's what's different from me and other educators. Yes, I sell courses. I gotta make a living. They supplement my family. They help pay for the programs, the time that I spend, all this type of thing. But at the end of the day, it's all about teaching people. So let's get into today's topic because I got a few minutes left. Apprenticeships and helpers. First of all, a message to all the apprentices or helpers out there, and this is the same message that you as a journeyman or a master should convey, is that one of the things that we got to think about is that the next generation of electricians are not getting better. While we may think the education is great, they are not getting better. And I can do this. I can tell you this by my research of looking at all social media, looking at posts, and understanding that the things that people are saying and conveying, or maybe they're just the more outspoken ones, that some of the education is lacking out there. So how do we rectify this? Even if you're in an apprenticeship program or you're a helper, you're going to be molded. You're going to be led by journeymans. You're going to be led by masters, things like that. Okay. There is no go to waste merchandise, Adam. All that stuff was third party. It's made to order. I'm certainly not going to put it on the wheel and give it away for free because then I will definitely go out of business because that stuff is all third party. We don't keep it in stock. I don't have shirts and hats and stuff. It was made to order. That's why the margins are so small because the product is held by somebody else. They get a markup and then they put the printing on it. They get a markup. Right? And then the shipping, they mark it up, and then we get the leftovers. And it's not worth $1. And so I'm not going to give away stuff on a wheel that we don't control. I don't have a room full of merchandise, that type of thing. You get what I'm saying? It was all third party. It's not made by us. Okay. It was Printiful and Printify, those type of things. Those were the ones that fulfilled those orders for us. And I cannot control their quality. I know you got a bunch of stuff, but I can't control all that. And so and I have people that are dubious. Okay. We recently had somebody that purchased something and they knew all they did was purchase it in order to screw us. And so it affected us, that type of thing. And when you're making a margin of $1 or $2 or $3 and somebody screws you and you get a charge back or whatever, then, that screws everything. So, and then we win these chargebacks because we obviously have a copy of their IP. They made the purchase. So we win with the credit card company. In the end, we always win, but it takes months to deal with this. And we don't have the time for it. So we just get rid of it. Okay. I'd rather do things that I control, like the coasters. We engrave these, the coins. We do these, the wallets, we do these, those type of things that I can control. The other stuff I can't control. Quality control, I can't control that. Although they've been pretty good. I'm not going to lie. They've been pretty good. But again, it's just too much. Okay, so back to the topic. So yeah, Thomas states it's the fundamentals are lack and the lack thereof. Yeah, people are not teaching fundamentals. Although I will say, I think in the industry today, there's less of a need to understand Ohm's law, Watt's law. Maybe you disagree, Tom. Because you're more in design and that type of thing. But the everyday electrician, my app is over on it's not on the App Store, by the way, Alejandro. I'll never put anything on an App Store. It's on our website. Just go to fasttracksystem.com, fasttracksystem.com, and you will see in the navigation, you will see a link to the mobile app, and you can get it there. Okay. So yeah, we're never going to be on any of those app stores, so you can't go find it there. So there's no need to know the name of it. It's on our website only, that type of thing. So where was I at? I'm sorry, I get all kind of open. I'll say, so apprentices. So at the end of the day, I think our generation is not learning. So look, if you're an apprentice or you're a helper, first thing is don't think you know it all, because you don't. Your ears are still wet. And we get this cocky syndrome where we think we know it all. You don't. There's so much to learn from the people above you, even other journeymen, even people that are also other apprentices that have learned from somebody could give you a tidbit of knowledge. So my advice first, I'll talk to the apprentices and helpers. Keep your mouth shut, ears open, learn, write down things, keep a ledger, keep a notebook, put it in your back pocket, write little things you hear down from somebody. And then you can come and ask them on a forum like this, or you can email them to us and ask us about these things. And then we'll set the record straight for you. But again, don't argue with them. Mouth shut, ears open, suck up as much knowledge, tips, tricks, hints, things that people say, all those kind of little things. One of the biggest things that I tell apprentices and helpers, if you're in commercial, befriend your plumbers, befriend your mechanical folks, befriend your builders, learn their little nuances, because it's going to help you. Things that they like to see that you can accommodate and avoid conflict. Nobody wants conflict, okay? The other little thing is learn where things go, how to make sure you can measure off on blueprints. Really focus on that. Learn how to do stub ups where they need to be. Learn all those basic fundamentals, and I think that's what Tom really meant. Fundamentals, how to do, all your bends, understand the fundamentals of it, learn the concepts of fundamentals of raceway fill, understand why you're doing it. Don't be a zombie and just do it. Learn why you do it. Be inquisitive. So as an apprentice and a helper, you need to be a sponge, and don't be a know-it-all. Be a sponge. Even if you do know the answer and you know somebody's wrong, swallow that pride. Don't start off by opining about it and getting into an argument and become that problem on the job site. You got plenty of time to become a problem. Right now, you need to absorb and learn. So all my apprentices and helpers out there, you may disagree with something. Just absorb it. Discard it if you don't think it's accurate. Ask us questions. Ask people that are other knowledgeable people questions. That's the way to be as an apprentice and a helper. Even if you're really, really good. Now, if you're what we call an apprenticesaurus, where you've been an apprentice for 25 years, 20 years, dude, you need to get your license, okay? I'm talking to all you out there now who think you have no need to get a license. You need a license. Even if your state has some form of licensure, whether or not it's just ICC, certifications or whatnot, you need to get it. If you're just sitting there and you're an apprentice for 25 years and you say, look, I work for a company, I have no desire or no need to do this, that's bullshit. You need to do it for you, okay? You need to quantify your knowledge. And so apprentices and helpers constantly thirst and quest for knowledge. And again, take notes, write things down that you don't understand, and then use that to use popular tools like ChatGTPs or TradeHog in order to help you. And if you don't trust the question there, make sure you ask people that do know. I don't know. I've been saying this for 30 years. You can ask me anything. If I know the answer, I will share it with you. I'm not one of those guys that are going to hide secrets, So all you got to do is use my free service. PaulAbernathy.com has been hosted by Wix for years now. You can ask me anything. If I know the answer, I'll tell you. Okay? That type of thing. So it's up. If you don't get an answer, it's your fault, because there are ways to get answers. But thirst for knowledge. Now, master electricians and journeymen, it is, whether you like it or not, it is your responsibility to make sure that what you convey to people under you is accurate. Please stop spreading BS that you've learned from other people that you have not quantified to be true. Stop teaching your own opinion. Teach fact, okay? Fact. Let people know things that you know for fact. That means that you need to constantly search for knowledge. This is why I have so many people that are in our programs, like our Mastering the NEC course, because they want to continue to have a resource to go look at to make sure that if they convey something to somebody, that they're conveying it accurately. You get what I'm saying? So it is our responsibility. What's up, Battles? Jonathan, glad to have you here. Okay. Is that we are constantly in a mission to teach people, whether you're a master or journeyman. So, master electricians, you should go out of your way every day to teach somebody something. But don't teach them snake oil. Don't teach them BS. And don't teach them something that you don't know is true and accurate 100% before you teach it. Okay? That's the problem with social media. People are just spurting this and this and this and this out, and it's not the way to do it. That type of thing, right? So, apprentices and helpers, you need to be in a thirst for knowledge. If you have a local code course and you're local and you're in IBEW or NECA, or you're in an apprenticeship program, whatever, and they offer a separate course, for example, for the NEC, take it. Learn it. Yes, it's going to take your time. I get it, but learn it. Never stop learning. If you're in a quest for knowledge and you want to be something in this trade, the opportunities in this trade are going to explode. Look, population's exploding. People have a thirst for knowledge. Everybody's crying about the data centers everywhere. Information, electricians are in demand, and it's not going away. It's also a trade that is not going to be replaced by AI, okay? We need your skill, but we need skilled trade. We don't need semi-skilled trade, okay? We need skilled trade. Take the time to learn. Ask the important questions. Absorb the knowledge. Keep your mouth shut, okay? That is the thing that we have to impress to the apprentices and helpers. And it's some of those things like my son, right? My son, I don't know if y'all have heard me talk about my son. It's one of those things where when he gets ticked off or he gets mad or on a job site and he does pool stuff, works with pools, is you always heard that thing about you have the right to remain silent. Well, it can be the same thing on a job. You have the right to remain silent about something. The problem is many people don't have the ability. So that old saying, you have the right to remain silent, you just don't have the ability, can get you into hot water, and it can really stop the learning process. So I will say to apprentices and helpers and even journeymans that are still striving to be masters, stop believing everything you see on social media. It's most 90% or more of the stuff is bull crap, right? I've been recently seeing these videos about this guy, and I can't remember his name is. It's his daddy and him or whatever, and he's talking about EVs, and he's talking about antioxidant compounds, and he's talking about the antioxidant compound is designed to go on and fill the gaps in the interstices, and it has nothing to do with that, but he does it with such conviction that my fear is other people will listen to that and they'll start propagating that, and it's bullshit. That's the problem. So you have to build your own BS meter, right? And know what's bullshit and what's not. And it's a tough thing because we're very accepting people. We accept what everybody says. So masters and journeymen, it is your responsibility to teach the proper things to apprentices and helpers. And it's also, don't teach them something that you know not to be 100% true, that may be just an urban legend that you just do. I would not teach those things unless it's beneficial. Maybe you have a tip or trick on doing something that's beneficial, that type of thing. Oh, by the way, I think I do need to show this because, again, some people want to know what happened. This is our website, by the way, folks. For those that want to know where the mobile app is, you see that we've changed the look a little bit. This is this is actually the browser version. It's not the desktop, the mobile version. But anyway, you see we've added some graphics to be able to get to the certain things like our database questions and whatnot. Down here is you can go to our different social media platforms. Again, if you want to follow us on these platforms, we appreciate it. But down here in the navigation, you click on that and you'll see that you can watch Coffee Hour Live right here. And there's our store. There's our blogs. Okay. This is our courses. All that right here, right? But when it comes to our mobile app, under the info, you see where it says mobile app right here. You click on that. Right? And it'll take you to the mobile app page. And this is where you get it. You just click this link right here. And it'll ask you some questions about putting it on your phone. Remember, all it is a link. That's all it is. We're not going to put anything in your phone. If you have a desktop, you can take your mobile phone and you can scan this QR code. It'll do the exact same thing. Okay. It works on both Android and iOS, Apple, but that's how you get to it right there, folks. Really simple to navigate our website. We try to make it as simple as possible. But this is, again, the new things here. All right. Well, Terrence, you need to vote. You voted yes. If you only want it to be one night a week, then interactive, then you need to vote #no, that type of thing. Right. But because then we can be more dedicated to a topic, that type of thing. But anyway, this is what you see, folks, and this is just a bunch of other information down here. If you want to get to the free course primer, our YouTube channel, Fast Track 2, whatever, you got other links, or Trade Hog or whatnot, that type of thing. Okay, so let's just go here real quick. We're at Trade. So this is Trade Hog for those that have it. Let's see. Alejandro asks, says, sorry to ask again. That's no problem. What's the best way to pass the ICC residential test? I'm in Illinois. I'm biased, Alejandro. I'm biased because I think the best way to pass an ICC test in residential is to get our Fast Tracks program. Although we teach the NEC, when you take an ICC test, it's really going to be based on the ICC. So they have different codes. But I like to train people to find the answers in the NEC because they're not going to ask you for the code reference. They're going to ask you for what the code is, the answer. And so you can find your answer in both. So the reason I do that is because most people after the residential test, they're going to be taking the test is going to be the E2, which is commercial, and then it uses the NEC. So I hate teaching people how to do it with the ICC codes, and then turn around and have to retrain them again with the NEC. I prefer them to learn the NEC for the residential aspect as well, because there are really no big differences there. Plus, there is a cross-reference guide in the ICC that you can use to cross-reference. If you know the NEC article, then you can use that to find the ICC article. But really, to be honest with you, they're all right there. So I prefer to teach the NEC. So the best resource that I say for that is to use our Fast Tracks program. I'm biased, of course, but any program will work that's going to teach you the National Electrical Code. They're all going to work to teach it. And just be diligent. Put the time in. Don't just pick and choose, that type of thing. Now, the difference in our programs is they're structured. So we're going to walk you from the beginning all the way through what we feel is important. Not going to cover everything in the code. It's impossible. But we cover what we feel is important. And we cover things that you need to retain and memorize. That's the big thing about our program. That's why we call it structured. That's the only difference. Can you learn by jumping around the NEC? Absolutely, you can learn over time. Can other courses teach you? No disrespect to the other educators, but they usually don't focus on a logical step-by-step approach to learning. We do. We take you through the beginning, the general principle applications, the calculations, and then we move you into commercial. And we only give you the information that is important that you may retain, but along that way, we teach you how to look things up because we have the chevrons that you can go into the code book, back into the lesson. You may not think that's training you. It is training you, okay? It's a ballistic training approach, and we've been perfecting that, and that's why we have a trademark on Fast Track system, right? Fast Tracks, it's a system. We can use any book. We could use a code book to teach these courses. It's the method and the little elements that we put together and the Fast Tracks interact and all of that. And with the enhanced, you get videos over on Fast Tracks Tube. That is what we use to train people. So it's really a package. It's not just the code course. You get what I'm saying? It's a package. And some people don't understand that. They think, well, you're just selling a code course. Yeah. No, it's the package that we sell. That's the biggest difference, I think, with people. Let's see here. So no, definitely ask the question. Let's see. AJ says, what can be done? What can be done to increase the value of skilled electricians to the market? There may be a need, yes, but value increasing by, I'm sorry about that timer. Value increasing by statistics from everything we see. So what can be done? I think that one of the biggest things that can be done is that more of the educational programs that are out there could be more structured. And they should probably follow our approach to it because what I see is a lot of them are random. They go all over the place. They teach a little this, a little that. We need to have more a structured approach. I will say that I find, pound for pound, I'm not just saying this, and I'm not being a hater on apprenticeship, because apprenticeship programs teach a lot. I usually find that the ones that come out of a vocational school, if they pay attention, learn better. And I'm saying that because I've taught apprenticeship programs and I come out of a vocational background. So usually I spent 2 years in the program. Apprenticeships, they spend 4 to 5 years in it. But again, it's kind of piecemeal. It's not really, they don't do code, for example, until like the 3rd year or 4th year. And they do a great job. I believe IBEW does a great job. NECA does all those things do. All the apprenticeship programs do. Whether you're in a union or non-union, there's great training out there. I think one of the things that they need to focus more on is making sure they teach the fundamentals, like Tom said. And when he say fundamentals, we're not just talking about things like Ohm's law, Watt's law, crap that really is not going to be a benefit to you in the field. Okay. I mean, it's really not. Okay. We can say, well, you do have to know that if you have a bunch of luminaires, you know how to do Ohm's law so you don't overload the circuit. Okay. You learn that in like 2 minutes. I'm talking about learn the other fundamentals. Okay. Things, how to run circuits, why we're doing it. Learn the why behind everything. Okay. That's the thing that I stress. Learn the why. Be inquisitive. So I think the best advice that I can give helpers and apprentices out there, are you just doing it because you want to do it for a part-time job and you're not really into it? Your heart's not in it? That's fine. We love having you. And learn what you can, make what you can, follow directions well, keep your mouth shut because you really don't have any say because you're not here for the long haul. Learn, absorb, get a paycheck, and maybe you leave the industry. For those that really have a passion to make this industry, because again, being an electrician gives you so many doors, right? Whether you want to be a residential specialist, commercial, industrial, whether you want to do service work, maybe you just want to get into smart homes, smart technology, whatever the avenue you want to get into, specialize in something, and then market yourself as that specialist in your area. And we talk about that when it comes to marketing. You got to be in it, 100% in it. I've been doing this now for over 30 years, closing in on 40 years. Yeah, close to 40 years. I love this trade. I'm not working with the hands anymore. Yes, I'm not into crawl spaces, but dude, I'm fat, old, bald. I've did my time. I've been in this industry since I was 15 years old, thanks to my brother. And so I put in my time. I've owned multiple businesses. I've got the cuts to prove. I've got failed ventures to prove it. I've got projects that didn't go well. I got projects that made me money. I got projects that I lost my ass on. I've learned. And then I realized that I'm an educator and I do better educating people. So I transitioned to that. My brother still does the work in the field and he's a great electrician. So at the end of the day, you got to decide what you want to do. But if you're going to go into it, then go balls deep and make sure that you understand the why behind why you do these things. And I think that's the best tip I can give any apprentice or helper out there. If I had to give you one thing to remember, is that don't go blindly through the night. Make sure that you ask the question to yourself, why am I doing this? Why do I put this many conductors in a raceway and can I put more in there? And why should I not put more in there? Calculate out the raceway, even if an engineer's already done it for you. Make yourself want to learn. And the best other advice I can give to an apprentice or helper, even a journeyman or even a master, is don't accept the status quo. Go and actually learn and tackle things that you feel that you don't have a good knowledge of. If you don't feel like you understand motors, then deep dive into motors. As difficult as it may be for you, spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, deep diving and trying to learn everything you can. Start at the very beginning of 430. Keep reading until you get to something that doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, then use the search tools, use TradeHog, use ChatGPT if you have it, use whatever you can, or even ask questions like at paulavernathy.com until you fully understand it. Once you understand it, then move forward. Go to the next item. If you read the next thing and you just don't understand it, and be honest with yourself, say, I really don't know what the hell that means. Then you take it, you start that journey, you find the answer to that question. We don't do that anymore. People just take what everybody says as gospel and they don't ask. I'm always that guy in the front row that says, but wait a minute. I don't mind that. When I used to do a lot of seminars, I did not mind if somebody asked a question like that or challenged me. I might not know the answer. But what does that do for me? That spawns me to want to learn also. And I want to learn. If I feel like I know everything about everything in the NEC, then I'm done. That's why I still come back to it. I love it. I love the NEC. Okay. Anyway, that's the takeaways today. So again, a lot of this, and you're right. Adam says a lot of schools, it's just about the money. I see these weekend crash courses where people say they'll teach you how to pass an exam over the weekend. Don't waste your money on those people, please. Please don't. I'm not saying because I want you to buy my course. Don't, please. Don't buy into the hype that these guys put out there for $1,500, $1,200 that I will train you on a weekend or something. Please. Don't waste your money. I'm not saying it because they're competition. I could obviously do that. That is not the way to learn. Your mind can't absorb it and retain it. So when people ask me, how long should you really study for exam, or how long should you dedicate time to learn the code? Well, it's a lifelong process. I'm still learning the code. There's still things I learn every day. But at the end of the day, if you're doing it for an exam or you're trying to pass some kind of certification, you need to put in at least 90 days of dedicated study, not 90 days of piecemeal here or there, whatnot. True dedicated study. And that is the only reason that we created a structured program and why we selected our course material the way that it is. We don't write that course material. We have a partnership with Cengage. We don't write that because code is code. I'm here because of how we deliver it, how we add the added features, how we keep you navigating through it. It's part of a system. That's what we've done with it. And we brought it to life. That is the difference. And that's all we've done. So we've never claimed anything otherwise. Code is code. Hell, we could use Mike Holt's material if we wanted because it teaches code. It's just that sometimes Mike doesn't go into the details that we want to go into, right? And it's more opinionated than it is factual. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not our approach. So it took us years to really hone down on how we wanted to do it. And that's when we had said to ourselves, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to be there to support you, teach you, and explain things and show you the method and add supporting features. And that's what we did in the system. That's all we did. Okay. So again, everybody says, Paul, we love what you do. We're doing this to help you become better electricians. That's it. Do we make a living off of it? Yeah, it helps. Absolutely. It helps my family. I am never going to be one that says it doesn't. Okay. But we're hoping that we bring value to you as well. Okay. Now, real quick, I do want to show you something. So we'll go over to Office Hog really quickly before I do a contest giveaways. So this is Office Hog, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you got to have a basic plan or the premium plan. If you have this, you can ask it all kinds of questions, tax questions, anything you want. Okay, create a marketing idea plan. It's going to give you better results than the Trade Hog will because this one's modeled a little differently. So I might want to say here, I'm going to type something in here. Let's see here. Can you provide me with some tips to learning the NEC as a helper and electrical apprentice? Okay, I'm just typing that in there. And we'll see what the Office Hog has to say. I'm just kind of showing you what you can get out of this, by the way, and see what it brings. Okay, look at here. Certainly, learning the National Electrical Code, yada, yada. Start with the basics. Be familiar yourself with the layout and structure of the NEC. We do that. We have programs that teach you that. We have videos that teach you that. Study regularly. Dedicate time each day to the NEC. And you do that because you come to coffee hour, and we talk code an awful lot, okay? Use reliable resources, again, such as the NEC Handbook's a great resource. Guides like our Fast Tracks program, that's online resources, all of that type of thing. All right. Practical code applications. Apply the NEC rules to the real world scenarios. All right. One of these things that you don't think about is that, for example, one of the constant things about learning is, you know how people post pictures all the time on the internet, on social media, and people comment on them? One of the things that you can get better at the NEC is not to partake in the banter online, but when you see somebody post an image and they think there's a violation there, don't go reading in the comments. You take the time, sit down, 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week, doesn't matter. Copy, swipe, and copy that picture. Now sit down and go through the NEC once a week and write down all the code violations that you can find in that image. And one of the things that you can do, believe it or not, okay, I don't want to tell everybody this because they'll end up doing it, is you can actually, if you're in our programs, you can go into your course, and in that Fast Tracks Interact, you can actually attach the picture and put in there all of the things that you think are code violations. And that is another, and I shudder to say this to people because, again, I have very limited time, but one of the benefits in our programs is that it doesn't expire. And secondly, you almost have like somebody that's mentoring you. I'm here for you. And you can use that system. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell my board of directors there. That is a way that you can constantly keep learning. And I will tell you whether or not you're right or wrong, or that's a violation or not. Even if you have Mastering the NEC course after you're already licensed, that is like having an expert in your pocket because you still has the interact feature that you can use. And yes, you can attach pictures, that type of thing. So again, I don't like to preach all that, but again, that's what people ask. Why is our course better than anybody else's? Not because I'm a better educator, not because I'm using some magical thing. It's because I never let you down. I don't care the haters out there. They will start something and do something, but they will never answer you. Try it. See if they'll help you. See if they'll give you a comment. I have always made an effort to help anybody. And I'm always adding ways to do that. Fast Tracks Interact, those questions are answered by me directly. And it's already included in your program. And what am I charging? $300 or $400 for something that's going to be a lifetime of involvement with me? You're part of the family. I know I'm preaching, and I know you're saying, won't. But think about that. Think about when you go buy something. And again, I'm not selling. It's just hitting me now, the involvement we have. I'm here every week. I answer your questions. You buy my course. You support us. You don't have to renew it now. You can go and use the interact feature and ask any question you want. Post images and I'll answer questions again. We have mobile apps. We have paulabernathy.com where you can ask technical questions. I'm asking myself now, where do I have the time to do all this stuff? And I don't know. It just works. I do. I'm busy and I have a wife to take care of and I have a business and I have to take care of Prismium and I have to, but I love it. It's what I do. So all my haters out there, see if you can do all that. See if you're that dedicated to the industry. And I serve on code making panels. So at the end of the day, I serve on ASTM committees. I serve on UL committees, and I am very busy, but I love it with a passion. And so that's why I do it. Right? So at the end of the day, all of you that have purchased our programs, I think you understand everything that we put into it. It's not just about the course material. It's everything else. And if I'm slow to react to some things, just bear with me. There's a lot on my plate. Okay, that type of thing. But please, folks, do not do those crash courses on weekends. Okay, do not throw your money away at other things that promise stuff that you're not going to get. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay. So at the end of the day, I don't know where else, when I do consulting for people, it's thousands of dollars in retainers. I answer more questions for people in our programs than I do for all these people that pay me as a consultant. Don't tell them that, because they'll just buy a program like Mastering the NEC, which is our post-licensing program, and they'll just ask all their questions there. Don't do that, because again, consulting does pretty good for me. But at the end of the day, I'm here for you. And you can say that's bullshit all you want, but again, you're kidding yourself. Just write down everything that I'm involved in and see if it's not worth the investment. I'm just saying. All right, listen, today, again, I want to thank you. It looks like the results here of the poll, it looks like, and let's see here if I can't increase this up. All right. It says we have 33 people voted, and they all like the Monday through Friday. So my board of directors are aware of that. They will see this. One of them is watching on the show in the background. So it looks like they have spoken. So it looks like we'll have our discussion at our next meeting on this, and it looks like the masses have spoken. Okay. For all of you that voted, I appreciate you. Thank you for voting. For those that did not vote, okay, forever hold your peace, because you didn't vote. So I don't know why you didn't vote. Okay. So anyway, there you go. All right. Let's see here. All right, folks. That's it. Catch us tomorrow. We will start a new topic. It will be a code lesson tomorrow. And we're going to keep it to an hour. So we're going to probably be talking about one specific code reference or one specific code article and try to keep it to the hour. But you know me, you never know. Message again at the end of the day to apprentices and helpers. More of this, less mouth. Learn, absorb, keep your opinions to yourself. When you become the journeyman, you become the master. Make sure, just like I'm speaking to you, masters and journeymans, teach others, but teach them things that you know to be truthful and factful. Don't spread urban legends. Don't spread things like antioxidant compound is required on aluminum. Just because you do it, it is not required. So if you tell somebody to do it, then say this is not required. Code doesn't require it. Always quantify with the National Electrical Code, which is a minimum safety, does not require it. It says where it's employed or where you choose to use it. This is 110.14. Where you choose to use it, it can't be detrimental to the conductor, the insulation, or the equipment. Well, today's modern equipment is probably not going to be detrimental. It's certainly not going to be detrimental to the conductor. It's not going to be detrimental to the insulation. Maybe detrimental to plastic components inside of a cabinet, but you're typically not going to get it on the plastic components inside of a cabinet. It's going to be on the lug, which is designed to terminate to anyway. So it's a moot point. Okay. So make sure you share proper information. Now, there are rare occasions where certain equipment will say in the legend that if you use aluminum conductors, that you need to use antioxidant compound. But that's based on the legend. That is not based on the NEC. Okay. So if you choose to use it, use it. Okay. Again, make sure we teach people the right stuff, not the wrong stuff. Okay. All right. And again, apprentices and helpers, get into a good training program, stay diligent, determine whether this is your passion. And if it is, go balls deep into your passion. Learn everything you can. And the one important thing that you can always ask yourself is, why are we doing what we do? Why is this number of conductors in a raceway? Why are we putting bushings here or there? Why are we doing what we do? Not just blindly do it. Ask yourself the why. And here's your homework for everybody. If you see an image online and they say that there's violations in it, take a screenshot of that image, take that image, spend an hour a week, look at that image, and write down all the things that you can find wrong in it based on the National Electrical Code. Not what you think is wrong, but what you actually can find. And if you can't find it, then it ain't wrong. Till next time, folks, stay safe. God bless. And we will catch you on another episode of coffee hour, and we'll try to keep it to an hour. I know it's hard for me. Take care. God bless.